Sometimes we need to get more than one column when we're using a relation that is reversed. In this case, we only needed the rate column, but let's say that we also needed to use the effective date column. Well, how would we do that? Pretty much the same. We'll just add the local column and use the turn to get value to that local column to get the value. Let me show you. I'm going to go over to the effective date and I'm going to copy the column definition. And I'll go back to our code. I'll go to the columns region and add the columns they've just copied. Remove the public. So now we have another local column called effective date. I'm going to add it to the column collection like we've done to rate. So we're going to say columns, add effective date. And I'm going to copy this line, paste it and say I want to get effective date. Effective date. We'll run this. We can see that it works, hopefully. Perfect. And if we look at the profiler, we can see in the order detail select statement that we have two inner selects. This one to get the top one rate, and this one to get the top one effective date. Top one effective date. Great. Let's see the changes. So we've added the local column, we've added it to the columns collection, and we've added it in the section of turn to get value. Now, since I don't really like writing the same things over and over again, and we can see that this section from here to here is identical to the same section over here, and I don't like to have this duplicity, we can actually have it defined once and reused. And the way to do that is to say get value helper, give it the filter and the order by once, the filter and the order by once, and then instead of using the turn to get value of inner select helper, we can use the turn to get value of R, which is of type get value helper. So I'll say R over here, and I can remove this entire code. And this basically allows me to define the where and the order by once over here, and then the different columns in different lines. Let's review the code. So instead of having twice the turn to get value, as we had over here, we simplified it by using the get value helper once with the filter and the order by, and then two very simple turn to get value with the local column and the real column. Now I know that having two inner selects to the same table with the same rules sounds counterintuitive to you, and it is counterintuitive. When balancing out the cost of that compared to almost any other alternative, the cost is very small. It's almost unmeasurable. If you compare it to having a relation or to some kind of very complex joins that you'll have to do something else, all of those other alternatives are very expensive to write and very complex. So I would start by using this for multiple columns when I need to, and if I run into the limit where I can measure and see that this is what's causing slow performance for the select statement, then figure out an alternative. But start by using the simple implementation to use, rather than start with a complex scenario with a theoretical perception of performance. This works fast, and this one is easy to implement. Only change it if it starts working slow.